Hi, this is Eva Cartman, host of the Dream Big podcast show, the place to go to learn, laugh, and grow. I get a lot of questions from young big dreamers asking how I get so much done. How is it possible that I can be in school, also host a podcast, also be working on launching a second podcast, and take care of so many animals? So today, I thought I would share my number one secret to getting things done. And the best part is that it won't take you any more time than what you're already doing, and you'll be way more productive. I'm sure you want to know what that is, and you're about to find out. This is episode 278 of the Dream Big podcast, and it's time to dream big.
My name is Eva Cartman. I'm part of a squad of super kids that are here to change the world. We don't believe you need to be adults to have big goals and start working towards your dreams. We believe age is just a number, and you're never too young to make a difference. We may be young, but we are not naive. We understand that achieving our big dreams will not be easy. It will take incredible dedication, hard work, and yes, massive action. There will be ups and downs, but we embrace the challenges and relish pushing outside of our comfort zone because this is how we grow. They may not teach us these concepts in our school textbooks, but we are smart enough to know that the tools and tactics to achieve our big dreams are out there. And we are willing to do the work to seek out these skills and master them because we know that our future depends on it. We are the big dreamers, and it's time to dream big.
Before we dive into this week's episode, here's silly Sofia to make us all laugh.
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? It was too tired. What do you call a funny mountain? Hill. Areas.
Thank you, Sofia. Okay, so I'd say one of the most frequent questions that I get from you big dreamers is how do I find the time to host a podcast while I'm in school and while I'm involved in so many extracurricular activities, from singing to horseback riding to volleyball? And as I mentioned in the last episode, I'm also now working on launching a second all-new podcast in addition to the Dream Big podcast, and that podcast will be 100% produced on my own, meaning I'll do all the research and identifying guests, inviting them, preparing for interviews, and obviously recording the interviews and preparing show notes for publication. So, how do I find the time to do all of that? Well, obviously, a lot has to do with dreaming big and being willing to take the action to push towards the dreams. But there's only so many hours in the day. I have to sleep 8 hours a day. I'm in school most weekdays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then, of course, I have homework, exams, and spend time with my family. So it's really important that I'm as productive as possible when I can be, which leads me to the number one secret that I can share on productivity. Productivity is a big word for getting stuff done, and one productivity secret that my parents taught me, which they originally learned from Tony Robbins, a legend in the personal growth space, is something that Tony calls N.E.T time. N.E.T, N.E.T, in this case is an acronym for no extra time. What Tony teaches is that when you're doing something that you're going to do anyways, so for instance, when you're in the car driving to somewhere you need to go, or you're doing your household chores, or you're exercising, or in my case, gardening and taking care of my animals, instead of only doing that activity, you can listen to something motivational or educational. And since you would have been doing that activity anyways, you're learning something new and it's not taking you any extra time. And that's why it's called N.E.T time, or no extra time. Let me give you some examples. When I'm preparing to interview someone for the Dream Big podcast or the new podcast that I'll be launching, I need to spend a lot of time researching the guests so I'm familiar with their work and can have an engaging interview. Now, I can either sit in my room and listen to the guest TED Talks or speeches or prior interviews, or I can take advantage of N.E.T time and do that research by listening to the same content while I'm outside taking care of my animals, or doing the dishes, or when I'm with my family in a car on a road trip. In fact, almost everything that I've learned about gardening and farm animals, I have learned by listening to podcasts while I'm outside in my garden or cleaning the chicken coop. So that, my friends, is the magic of N.E.T time. No extra time. And here's my challenge to you. Think about activities that you do when you can also be listening to motivational or educational content. Do you take road trips with your family? Do you help out around the house by folding laundry or cleaning the kitchen? Identify the activities in your life where you could easily be listening to a podcast or an audiobook and start using that N.E.T time to learn something new, to move closer towards your dreams. By using N.E.T time, I am able to capture at least 1 to 2 hours every day where I would not be learning anything new, and instead listen to something that'll help me move towards my dream. You can do the same. That's all for today. This is Eva Cartman reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional, you need to make them essential. So take massive action to turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion, the way life was meant to be. I'll see you next episode. Bye.